Welcome to the Crystal Coach Show with me, your host, Anahata, helping you live every day with clarity, guidance, and practical wisdom. Are you feeling overwhelmed, anxious, maybe disconnected? Do you ever feel like you don't know how to live a life of peace and joy? I am Anahata Roach, the Crystal Coach, and during this show, we channel divine wisdom through stories of service, spirituality, and stones for self-care. The Crystal Coach Show leaves you with a feeling of connection and the clarity it takes towards becoming the best version of yourself as you hear from thought leaders and many others to help you ignite the crystalline nature of who you really are. Stay tuned. The Crystal Coach Show starts now. Hello again, and welcome to the Crystal Coach Show. I'm your host, Anahata Roach, and I am the Crystal Coach. I'm just on the other side of a COVID visit that was at least mercifully not as severe as the last one I had, which was last year. I've been off and on about whether or not I was going to be able to make it today. But I'm here and I'm showing up for you because it's what I do. And it's for me as well as you, right? Because whenever I'm speaking, I am channeling information that is not of me. And so a lot of times I don't remember it. And I go back and look, and much of the information that I'm sharing with you is also applicable to my own life. So this episode comes at the kind of the end of December. The holidays are right upon us, and this is a very stressful time for a lot of people. And last episode, which was at the first Monday of the month of December, I talked about that. I talked about how to cope with the holidays and stress and allowing yourself to ground and be present. This time I want to talk to you about what you do after the holidays are over, when you're celebrating a new year and a fresh start. You know, a lot of people, I don't know, I do, but do you usually make a list of the things that you want to accomplish in the new year? How viable is that list, say, by the end of January? For me, not very. It hadn't been until last year. I did something different, and I wanted to share that with you today. Just talk about what has changed and shifted in my life as a result of doing something a little bit differently, putting an emphasis on a different syllable, if you will. Instead of making like an empty resolution that you don't follow through and you don't really have a commitment to, how about trying to take stock of the things that you'd just as soon not carry with you into that new year? You know, these things can be anything, really. But I want to focus on the things that can be habits or limiting beliefs or behavior patterns that kind of keep you locked into a way of living that really no longer suits who you really are. So today I just want to offer some experiences, some life hacks for making this new year transition more meaningful and with lasting change. And of course, by the end, we'll always have some recommendations for stones and crystals that you can use that would support you in making transformation and change, as well as really kind of setting aligned intentions. So let's go. Let's do this. Right. So last year, and you could find this on my Instagram a page, Anahata Roach, the Crystal Coach. I made a video. My guide said, okay, it's time. You need to look at, actually what happened was my guides told me to make a list of the things that I didn't like about
myself, or I didn't want to take with me, that I would just as soon leave behind in the previous year. And I thought that was a really interesting concept. So I spent some time making a list, and I looked at it and I thought, this is a pretty good list. I wonder if other people might think that this is good. So this was my first foray last year in introducing this concept of making a list of things you want to leave behind rather than what you want to do ahead. Because I feel like it's a kind of a housekeeping kind of thing. If you are, if you get a new car and the car and you bring all of the trash from your old car and put it in your new car, what's it done to the new car? It's just trashed it up. So I'm thinking that the things that I did last year were I wanted to leave perfectionism behind in 2022 last year. Uh, it's funny. I grew up in an alcoholic household, and being the eldest, I was the picture of I need to be perfect, right? Everything needs to be perfect, because if it's not perfect, then things can happen. It's just a sense of low level threat or drama if you don't try to do everything perfectly. It's a lot of stress on, especially as a kid, it's a lot of stress. But I just realized that I'm just, I'm so over it. I'm over being perfect. You know what? You can't be perfect. So why even try? Yes. I mean, as my grandmother always said to me, anything worth doing is worth doing right. I get that. So you don't phone it in. You don't give it a half-ass kind of a mm, cursory pat on the butt and say, I'm done. If you commit to do something, do it. That's fine. But to give yourself a stroke because you haven't you actually proofread something 14 times backwards and forwards and there was still a typo. I'm sorry. It sometimes perfection is needed in a workplace for sure. You want to be as accurate and perfect as you can. But in real life, do you really need that? Do you need to carry this weight of everything having to be perfect on your shoulders? I decided I didn't. And what's really funny, when I was making that video, I kind of screwed up on that area about, yeah, I'm going to let go of perfection. And the irony of it just really tickled me, because up until then, every kind of thing that I did social media wise was I was trying to, you know, make the right, just the perfect kind of shot or the perfect kind of post or, no, not anymore. I am so over that. So anyway, that's one of the things that it was really an aha moment for me when I wrote that down on my list of things that I wanted to leave behind. Now, have I been able to do that completely? No, then I have my moments of stressing out, but more and more as this year has gone by, I have been able to relax into being me, relax into the fact that I'm a human in a human form. I'm a spiritual being, but I'm here in this human form, which, you know, doesn't present as perfectly as the soul blueprint. And it's okay. It really is okay. I think I told you about this in a previous episode a while ago, but I'm a member, a lifetime member of a group that is associated with um, coaching coaches. And the leader of this group, Jesse Corin, is an amazing person. He and his wife Charla Jacobs are great. But and it's called Thrive Academy, by the way. Just plugging that for y'all. But Jesse always says when you mess up, say, I'm so sexy, instead of going, oh, Jesus Christ, I'm so stupid. Remember, I talked to you all about self talk and how damaging it is when you continue to say to yourself, I'm so dumb, I'm so stupid. Why did I do that? I'm an idiot. No, you're not. You made a mistake. You were showing up as yourself. It's all good. It's okay. I'm sorry, I got on my soapbox about that, but it really is, it makes a difference when you can let go of something as big as the idea of having to be perfect all the time. Because, in addition to my letting that go, I've already done a lot of clearing around that and emotional clearing. So by the end of this year, I'm finding that it's been a whole lot easier to just show up. In fact, this podcast is a fine example of my awareness that the the need to be perfect is waning with me. You know, I'm showing up, well, at least for the last 4 or 5 episodes, I've been showing up without a script, without anything, without except for like a placeholder topic. And things have just been coming out of my mouth. So I'm just, if you're willing to allow your authentic self to come out and be seen and be heard, there's no reason to be afraid of it. And the fear keeps you locked in that need to be perfect, doesn't it? That need to, that fear of the judgment of others. It's it's not it's not healthy. It's not healthy. I have a lot more to say, but it's time for a break. So I'm going to get a drink of water and I'll be right back. Hi there. Welcome back to the Crystal Coach Show. I'm your host, Anahata, and we're talking about what can you leave behind and resolving to leave some things behind. I just want to do a little side note here about my journey with COVID. It's interesting, you think, oh my God, it's like this is the week I was really going to clean my house because I've got family coming in for Christmas Eve, and we're making a big dinner, and I was going to clean out my refrigerator and my pantry, and I was going to do all of this stuff. Now I've got the COVID and blah blah blah, and I feel like blah blah blah. So here's the deal. Guess what? Have you made appointments like months ahead? And then when the time comes, you're like, oh, I really wanted to do that, but I don't feel good. And hey, listen, COVID is a blessing. All you got to do is say, I'm sorry, I can't make it. I have to cancel or reschedule because I've got COVID. Nobody wants to see you anyway. So looking for a silver lining in this dark cloud. That's what I found, is that at least it's a great excuse to cancel out of something that maybe you really didn't want to do in the first place. Okay. Back to the topic. Um, so what kinds of things, if you really do like an internal assessment of how you things that but you don't want to admit about yourself, habits that bug even you, um, beliefs that get in your way, the whole attachment to that um, expectation of perfection that we were talking about, for example. It's really funny. I mean, for the last few episodes, I've been talking off and on, and I mean, kind of like a related themes kind of running through all of this, is this release of attachment to outcome. And it's really hysterical how the universe matches what you're putting out, right? Because now I'm getting all of these things that are coming up in my field to challenge my teaching that it's freeing to let go of an expectation of an outcome. And so this whole expectation of an outcome of this family gathering, for example, I just have had to let it go. And my husband now has the COVID, and the party's next week. And are we going to do it? I don't know yet. We're just going to have to see, and that, I know that would drive some people just absolutely bonkers. They would have to know, but when you just don't have any attachment to whether it's going to happen or not, whatever's in the highest and best good, then you kind of can relax a little bit. You can stop stressing out. You can stop, it's like, if I don't have a big dinner, maybe we'll be able to, he will feel good enough and be okay to see people, see his family. We'll maybe just have dessert, and we won't have a big meal. I mean, I get a lot of help. I really do. I have, other family members and friends that come and bring things, so it's not like it's all on me. But still, it's this expectation that I had to do this. And, do I have all my Christmas cards done? No. Hell no. I haven't even started them. Hello. And then all of this other stuff with my mom's estate. Don't get me started with that. It's just been, legal stuff that we thought was done, and now it's not done. And so the universe is just, it's really funny. You just have to laugh. We have to step back enough to see that the universe is saying, okay, this is your belief, and this is what you're preaching. This is what you're telling everybody. This is what you're putting out there as that vibration. Let's see how well you do it. Okay. I hear you. I'm doing it. I'm showing up. Warts and all. So this is what I'm trying to say to you. Look for these kinds of things that you feel challenged about, you feel triggered around, and think about, okay, I mean, sure, you could, oh, well, I want to stop drinking, or I want to stop smoking, or I want to stop. That's fine. That's fine if you really truly have the commitment to do it. But what's underneath that? What's underneath all of that? There's a habit there. What's underneath all of that? People draw comfort from these kinds of habits. It's calming, or it relaxes them enough to allow themselves to be who they are, be more social, whatever. That's a whole nother topic. I don't want to get into that. But I really am curious about what other people might want to leave behind. Now, in this year, I left behind perfectionism and the fear of judgment. And I find that, even though, as I said before, it rears its head every once in a while, I'm getting really good at not giving, what, about what other people think. I'm really allowing that energy to come through me, just to make, just to be open. Because the only person that I really need to consider is myself. A lot of people don't understand. They don't believe that. It's not that they don't understand it. They don't believe it. And that's like a huge step. It's like an AA, it's like when you have a problem, the first step is to recognize it, like alcoholics say, the first part is the recognition that, oh my God, I'm an alcoholic, instead of being in denial. You may have habits that are like just annoying, saying like all the time. I'm hearing myself like. And that's just annoying. So if you write it down, I would like to leave my use of a transitional word like behind in the next year. I mean, year, in this year. Hello. I'm on cold medicine. Okay. Sorry. I may be talking a little, I may be rambling a little bit, but just bear with me. I'm going to have some good nuggets of information in here somewhere, because I'm walking with my hand. I feel like a little kid walking into a scary situation, and I know that my higher self and my guides and source has me by the hand. And so I'm just showing up and talking to you and being present and holding space for you to have a better year next year. And the better year comes when you can clean out some of the trash from the year before. Don't get into the new car, and before you can even enjoy the new car smell, bring all the trash from your old car into it. Why? Why would you put that energy into the fresh start? You know, it's like wearing the same clothes or not taking a shower for 3 weeks or something. I mean, you need to be fresh. You need to renew. You need to kind of let all of that go. And it's wonderful to have goals and intentions, but focus on what you need to shift and change and transform in yourself in order for this new year to really live up to all of the possibilities that you feel in your bones on the first day of January. You feel it. One of the things about the first day of January is this. It used to really fascinate me when I was a teenager. I would feel so let down, or like it was anticlimactic, like you build up, build up, build up. Oh, happy new year, blah, blah, blah. And then the morning comes and it's just another day. But no, it's not just another day. It's another year, another 12 full months of possibilities and opportunities. And how you set your energy field and how you set your thoughts in that first day makes a difference, truly. Then take the rest of the month of January to develop a vision board. Last year, one of the women that I follow, her name is Colette Baron Reed. She's wonderful. She had a free 7-day vision board training. I don't know if she does this every year, but I thought, I'm going to try that. And it was just, I mean, I'd done vision boards before, but not like the way in which, she's highly intuitive. She's very gifted. She creates all these wonderful decks of oracle cards. She's a, author of all these books. And she's just fabulous. Go look her up, Colette Baron Reed. But the way in which she approaches it is to look within and to connect to your highest self and the spirit of who you want to become, and ask for guidance and pull cards and all of this. So long story short, I created and crafted a vision board for 2023 that included a commitment to my health and my fitness, which I have carried through, a commitment or an intention for connection through this podcast, through speaking opportunities, through other venues, other ways to connect with people one-on-one and in a group, online, across the world. And that's happening. I had an intention to collaborate with others, to present things for the greater good. And some of that's even happening. And I had an intention for contribution for service. I mean, my overall theme was service. Show up in service this year and see where it leads me. And these are the places that I want to show up in service. And these are the intentions that I want to serve. And let me tell you what, with leaving all of that stuff behind in 2022, my 2023 vision board has been powerful. So I'm just offering this to you as a way in which you can think about, you don't have to do resolutions to be better. You can resolve to let go of that which you no longer need and you no longer want in your life. I guess I could say this now. I help people do that. I can help you clear out those old emotional patterns and programs and limiting beliefs that no longer serve you. So you can leave it behind and you can look at this next 12 months in a brand new light. It's not same stuff, different day. It's every day is a new day. Every day is a new opportunity to show up, to be present, to not stay stuck in the mindset that you're stuck. If you feel called to figure out if we might be a good match to work together, please go and look at my website. It's thecrystalcoach.com, HTTPS, thecrystalcoach.com. And I've got a whole thing about the spiral and this emotional clearing and FAQs. And if you wanted to book a consult with me, it's free. I'd love to hear from you. We're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, I'm going to have some more stones and crystal recommendations for you. So kind of help set you up for leaving stuff behind and setting intentions for the new year. We'll be right back. Hi there. Welcome back to the Crystal Coach Show. I'm your host, Anahata Roach, and we're talking today about resolving to leave things behind instead of trying to make up stuff that you're not going to be committed to. But looking at the new year as a fresh start in a completely, like 12-month purview, like not just day after day after day, but yeah, you can look at it as a day by day kind of thing. Life is like that, day by day. But looking at it as this brand new thing, I likened it to a car. You get in with, it's got that brand new car smell, so you've got this brand new year. What does it smell like? What does it look like? What does it feel like? What do you see in this new year? You don't see the things that you don't like about yourself, or the things, the habits, or the beliefs, or the patterns that trigger you or annoy other people, and you don't want to annoy yourself, right? It's like even annoying to you. Like the like is annoying to me now. But I promised when we came back from break, I was going to show you some stones and crystals that would be really great to have with you, and support you in that change and transformation you want to make for that new year, um, by looking at what do you want to leave behind. Okay. You don't need to carry a lot of that trash with you. I mean, some of these things, some of these experiences that you had in this year have been valuable, have been worthy of holding on to, and sometimes they turn into little gold nuggets that you carry with you from year to year because the experience has been so helpful. And that's why I'm sharing what has been helpful to me from this past year with you, because I think it's it's an easy life hack if you just really make a commitment to being honest with yourself, to showing up for yourself first, and not for other people, but for yourself. One of the ways in which you can be supported in letting go of, for example, expectations of outcomes we talked about before, or letting go of these annoying behaviors or these beliefs, is to work with aquamarine. Aquamarine is such a beautiful, beautiful stone. It's a crystal, actually. Um, it's in the beryl family, Beyrl, beryl family. It's great to it's a water element, so it helps you wash it away, you know. Gonna wash that belief right out of myself. So yeah, so I've talked to you about aquamarine before, but it's really good. It's a soft, beautiful, comforting. I can just let go and release. I can just finally, I've been holding it and holding it and holding it and holding it. It's like I can take a breath now. That's what aquamarine helps support you to do. Another thing that I got out of my cache of stones is selenite. Selenite. It's wonderful. It's your connection to your higher self. It it is this beautiful reflective stone. It's named for the goddess Selene, which is the moon. But you can see how that reflects the light. If you're watching the video, you can anyway. But selenite, Selene, Selenite, selenite. This supports you in really if connecting with the highest part of you that wants only the highest and best good for you. So it's like giving you this eagle eye view of yourself. You know, if I want to get to here and I'm in this labyrinth and I'm over here, the higher self can say, honey, you're going in the wrong direction. You need to go this way. So that's what I use selenite for. It's also, you know, protective. People use it for protection, reflecting back that which is sent to you. But in this instance, I think it would be really good to have this to support your effort to connect with that part of you that you really that really knows what's in your best interest and really knows what is in alignment for you. Okay. Here's a different one. This is called Nirvana quartz. It is also known as, here, let me see if I can do this, if you can see it better. Nirvana quartz. It's all lumpy, bumpy, no consistent lines of, you know, you can't really tell it's quartz because it's not the usual six-sided or just any of the regular striations you have it. But and it's also kind of my sample is kind of tinged with pink, which can be either manganese or iron. But I feel it's from the Himalayas, so I feel that it's manganese because it has a very, very high loving vibration. This energy of Himalayan nirvana quartz, it says, darling, There's perfection in imperfection. Perfection in imperfection. You see how this poor mineral crystal looked, it had to fill in the cracks and spaces as it was forming around other minerals. It was locked in to a formation where there are other minerals pressed up against it. So it couldn't form in its natural way. So this is kind of reminding us that we're beautiful in any way, shape, or form that we show up. We're really beautiful. And there is perfection in imperfection. So I got that one out for you because I thought it was appropriate. Okay. Next one I've talked to you before is, there we go, is called malachite. Malachite. It's green and striated. It's really it's got swirls and stuff in it. Malachite is there to help you let go and let God. And so if you're working on what do I need to leave behind in this next year, and I want to be able to start really fresh in this new year, the malachite will help you let go of that need to control every aspect. Remember, we're talking about letting go of those attachments to outcome. Malachite will help you be in a place where you can be open to whatever shows up. If you're setting an intention, it doesn't have to be exact. Now, you can give some parameters to the universe, but you're handcuffing the universe's ability to give you what is in your highest and best good when you are too specific. Yeah. So give it some wiggle room and trust. This is a big one for me. That's what I told you today. I'm really working with this whole aspect of trust, trusting in my higher self and my guides and source to guide me, to give you something that you might be able to take home today and go, yeah, that makes sense. So you can use that in your kit when you're setting your own intentions or looking at what do you want to resolve to leave behind. This I've shown you before. Let me see if I can do this. Can you see that it's green? I don't know, maybe you can't. I'm all turned around. There we go. Anyway, it looks black, but it's green. And it's called moldavite, Moldavite, moldavite. Moldavite was formed when a meteor struck the Earth and fused with the Earth's crust, which is primarily crystal, SiO2, silicon dioxide. It is the stone of transformation. So it is a very powerful energy, very powerful. You have to come into frequency with it. It may even give you a really low-grade headache, but it goes away once your frequency matches it. And it's all about transformation, baby. So if that's your jam, if you think, yeah, this is the year I'm going to do it, moldavite really will support that. It'll help you a lot. Got two more. This one, I find it fascinating. This one is called crocoite. 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 And it's heavy. It's lead based, but it's this gorgeous kind of, fluorescent orange. It radiates with the sacral energy of creativity, of creation. So if your intention is to let go of stuff that is leaving you fallow and you want to be creative in the new year, crocoite is a really intense energy. Crocoite is also a storm energy. It's all the other elements combined in it. And so this is another change and transformation stone. And I just find it, really amazingly, it's like it has a lot of fire in it. I'm a fire person, so I resonate with that. But if you need the fire underneath you to get going, to really do that thing that you really want to do in this next year, try using crocoite just to have it with you or on your person or connect with it. One of these days, I'm going to do a podcast about connecting. How do you connect with your stones? But that's for another day. So last but not least, this is called azurine. Or I may be mispronouncing it, but that's the way I've always called it, as azurine. It's black. This little I'm gonna do this. I always this piece has got some white. You can see the white aspects to it, like matrix stuff and other minerals, but it looks kind of like the X-Men's jet. It's super cool. It is very powerful. Azurine helps to clear your energy field. And when you are looking at, okay, what am I intending? What do I want to leave behind? And what do I going to intend to place my energies in the next year? Azurine is it's a good tool to have. Now you will find, if you're looking online or something, or in a gem and mineral show or a gem store, that azurine will be found in with really small little pieces. This big sample, this big specimen is rare. It's rare. I actually found it at a gem and mineral show. It's got little quartz pieces sticking on it. I used to know what that is. I think it's barite. A little piece of barite on the end of it here on the back wing. But that was a big one that I got. I mean, I got told this morning, before I even got out of bed, azurine. Oh, okay. Thanks. So I added that to the list. Well, I think I've talked enough today, and I'm actually really happy that I was able to do this today, because there were a couple of days there that I didn't think I was going to be able to, and I just let it go and allowed for whatever was going to happen. And so here we are, another episode of the Crystal Coach Show. Again, if you'd like to reach out to me, you can find me at thecrystalcoach.com, or you can send me an email at mycrystalcoach@gmail.com. Until next time, Happy New Year. We'll see you next month.
You have been listening to The Crystal Coach Show, helping you live every day with clarity, guidance, and practical wisdom. With me, your host, Anahata. Tune in every first and third Monday at 10 a.m. Pacific Time on TransformationTalkRadio.com, where we channel divine wisdom through stories of service, spirituality, and stones for self-care. Feel connected and reside in the vibration of love on The Crystal Coach Show. For more information and to become the best version of yourself, visit thecrystalcoach.com. That's thecrystalcoach.com. See you next time.